Hello friends, my name is Ryan Schul. Welcome to my data science channel. I talk all about different data science techniques and strategies and different methodologies, including machine learning and artificial intelligence. So today I want to focus specifically on strategy and how to make your strategy better for your firm, right? Whatever you're doing, it could be retail sales, it could be a grocery store, it could be a car dealership, aviation, manufacturing, um, artificial intelligence, it could be information technology, banking, doesn't matter, right? Like, how do you make your business better and enhance your strategy? How do you make your business uh, more efficient, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And when you standardize different strategies across your company, you can dramatically improve efficiency. A lot of companies have one strategy for this department, one for another department, one for another, one for tax, one for risk, one for trading, one for finance, one for HR, one, for like, I don't know, whatever you're doing, like, what else is a business do? Accounting, right? Like they're all different, right? Like if you can consolidate everything and have a very efficient, very optimized type of strategic improvement for your company, you can boost sales dramatically. But a lot of people have these silos. So this guy does this department does this other team does this thing over here. You have to integrate and work together and collaborate and cooperate to really enhance your business and really boost your sales and improve your strategy. So many companies can't do that. I don't know if it's politics. I don't know if it's bureaucracy. I don't know what it is. I've worked on Wall Street for over 22 years, but you see this wherever you go. You have to consolidate and improve your strategy, right? Like it seems like it's so simple, but nobody can really do it. So let me take you through the landscape here of what I'm talking about. And hopefully, if you have an open mind, hopefully your business can adopt some of these techniques and some of these methodologies and enhance your strategy. I'm developing 7 videos about strategy. Okay, so let's jump into it. This will improve your vision, your initiatives for your team, and for your entire corporation, if you allow that to happen. Sometimes it's walls, they build up walls and barriers you can't go across, but whatever. It can reduce your risk and mitigate problems. Resource allocation can be improved. We can have an annual strategic planning committee, right? We can standardize and cooperate and collaborate. Years ago, I did a lot of process improvements and automation work. I did automation for at least 10 years all across Wall Street. I think that's a huge win, right? Like if you can just click a button and everything is done, I think that's huge, right? Like I had one job, I won't name any names, but I went into the office at 9 o'clock. My job was done at 9:30. I clicked the button, everything ran, all the processes are done, the reports are spit out, boom, done. 9:30, my day is done, and I can go about and do my business whatever I want. I can go take long walks around Bryant Park, across Midtown Manhattan. I can do reading, whatever I want, right? Because everything is done. It's automated. It's very efficient. It's very standardized, right? That should be your strategy. Let people think about things that they want to think about, not work and you're just grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. Make it very optimized, very efficient. Plan your strategy and execute. That's all you have to do, okay? I don't know why people can't do it, but you should do that, okay? So what are the underlying ideals here? It's like, what's the ideology right here? We want to understand underperforming initiatives where the target value or the actual value is less than the target value, right? We want to understand that and improve that. That's what we want to do, right? Process improvement, that's what it's called. Track performance by department or goal, optimize ownership and resource allocation. Like if one resource can be shifted from here to over here, you could do something else and be more efficient. That's what you should do, right? If this guy is grinding, and nothing's happening, and he can go over here and all of a sudden be very productive, that's what you want to do, right? Generate recommendations and visualize the data, right? I always say this on my videos, a picture is worth 1,000 words. If you can create a picture or an image or a visual representation of the data, that is worth 1,000 words of people trying to describe the same thing. Save yourself 1,000 words. Just show up the visual, post up the visual, and you're done, right? So let me go ahead and create some synthetic but realistic data. I couldn't find exactly what I wanted online, so I just created my own. We have department, strategic goal, strategy type, KPI, owner and value, target, gap, and status. Okay, so gap is anything where the value is less than the target, okay? And the status is where the gap is greater than on track or behind, okay? And I think this is important. We're going to do a gap analysis in just a moment here. I used to have a boss that was a horrible boss, but he had a couple good ideas once in a while. Like he would say, we have to do a gap analysis and understand what's missing. And I agree with that. Like if something is missing from your business, expose that, right? Don't try to hide it. Don't try to, push it to the side and, ignore that. Expose the gap, right? And treat it and handle it. If you have an issue where your server goes down, I don't know, like once a day. I used to work in a place where the server was going down, was running slow. So they would reboot the server and it was fresh and it would start faster. And that's okay, like once or twice, maybe 3 times. But you have to get to the root cause. Like what is causing that server to go down? What is causing your business to fail? And address that and deal with that, right? It's like, fix the problem and then you're done, right? Every single day the server's running slow, so they would restart it and they would restart it the next day and then the next day after that and the next day after that, and it ran fine, right, for a couple of hours, and it would get slow. You have to figure out what is causing the slowness, what is slowing down your business, and address that issue and fix it and remediate, right? Remediate the cause. Don't just restart the server, okay, and do that for all of eternity. That doesn't make sense, right? Fix the problem that is causing the issue, right? Do a real remediation. So anyways, let me control enter this cell. Let me refresh this thing, okay? So now I am looking at a machine learning model, right? So I have the X variables. These are the independent variables. I have several videos on my channel about the X variables, right? So an individual or non-features, okay? So I'm dropping these features. I'm dropping anything that has non-features in it. Control F, you can see these features are being dropped. All other features are being addressed. So anything with ID, you can't do machine learning on an ID. It doesn't make sense, right? Like an ID is ID. It doesn't have any meaning or any purpose. It just identifies something, right? So we're going to drop the IDs, strategic goal, KPIs, binaries, and dates. And if you're doing a time series analysis, yes, the dates are extremely important. That's the only thing that matters if you're looking at the dates. But in this kind of model, we're not looking at dates, right? So we're going to drop those dates. So we're going to go ahead and set up and train and test the model and see what the result is. So here we have the delay probability, and we're rounding it to 2 decimal places because I want to see all the details of delay probability and delay probability percent. So this is 0.96, this is 96%, 0.8, 88%, and this is 100%. So here's the whole point here. So if you are at 96% delay probability, I want to talk to that team. I want to reach out to this team right here. This is a strategic goal, improve efficiency. This is behind 96% chance of falling behind. Now, maybe they won't. Maybe it's 4% chance they'll be successful. But if it's 96%, I want to reach out to them. How can I help you? How can I assist you? How can I make your business better? That's what I need to understand. This is 88%, still a red flag. Definitely concerned about this one. 100% chance of delay. We have to reach out to this team. What are you doing? How can I help you? Are you doing the right thing? Are you confused? Is there some bewilderment? Is there some unknown? Like, let's understand what's going on here and improve the process and make it better, okay? We want to make it better, not worse. This is a 100% chance of falling behind. So we have to address the issue and be proactive and prevent this, right? We want to prevent pitfalls. I remember growing up, I used to have an Atari game called Pitfall. The guy would always fall into a pit or jump over alligators and swing on the vine. If you remember this in the 1980s, called Pitfall, right? You don't want to fall into those pits. You want to avoid those pits, but you can only do that through education and intelligence and data and analysis and information, right? Then you can make intelligent decisions and you don't fall into the pit. The video game was fun, somewhat challenging, kind of easy, to tell you the truth. But you want to avoid the pitfalls, right? You don't want to trip and get tripped up by that. So here we have the group by average department, strategic goal, and strategy type. And we can see based on the group by of department and the average, right? Mean in the statistic world is average. So average is mean is average. Okay, some people call it average, but if you're in stats world, it's called mean. So what's the delay probability? We want to look at these delays. Okay, so these guys are in serious delay. Marketing has no delay whatsoever. Okay, so 100% on target. I'm not worried about these guys. I'm going to talk to these guys, and this team too. If the finance team is coming up short, they are not performing where they need to be based on the strategic goals that have been set for them. They're coming up short, and the HR and sales too. Okay, so we have to have a conversation. And then in terms of reducing costs, okay, this is bad, this is bad, this is probably the least worst, but maybe we have to have a conversation. These are the guys I'm going to reach out to first, or the girls, okay, it doesn't matter the team. And then strategy type, this is bad, and this is bad too, right? It's like 67% chance of falling behind. So again, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let me plot this and we can see visually what's at risk. These are the high risk items right here, right? It's like sales, HR, finance, operations, IT, 51% chance of falling behind. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. These guys are pretty much going to fall flat in their faces on the sales team. So we have to address that issue, have a meeting, reach out to the team lead, or, conduct a meeting for the entire team. What's going on? How can I help you? What's happening here? And let's remediate the issue, in advance before it becomes a real issue. Remember that we're always looking forward. We're forward-looking. We're doing forecasting. We're doing projections into the future. We don't want to fall behind, and then we have a serious issue that we need to deal with. We want to get ahead of the problem and nip this in the butt. So we can use feature importance and help us understand what drives the risk of a delay and different strategies, okay? Whether it's certain department, certain people trying to do execution, they can't get it done, they're coming up short, longer durations, lower values, right? And we want to quantify this, and we want to understand what is going on, right? So this is helping us accomplish that. Now we're going to list all the features, okay? And the feature names to understand which features are the most important to determining what's causing these slowdowns, right? Like I can't just say, well, sales is going slow, or finance or HR are underperforming. Like that doesn't mean anything. I want to know like what's driving this, what's causing the underperformance, what is causing sales to come up short, what's causing finance to have issues, what's causing the HR team to struggle. Like what is this? And let's fix the problem, right? Remediate it, and then move the business forward. That's what you want to do. This is the strategy that we're looking at, right? So let me go ahead and plot this on the chart. So based on the feature importance, what's actually contributing to this slowdown, we know this is duration in months. So the longer the number of months for a project to run, that is the number one feature here that we're looking at, right? So there's an old saying, what is it? Work expands to the time allotted. So if you allow 4 months for the project, it's going to take 4 months. If you allow 12 months, it's going to take 12 months. You know what? If you can get done in 2 months, it's going to get done in 2 months. Work expands to the time allotted. If you give these guys 12 months to do it, yeah, they're going to drag their feet. They're going to drag it out, be slow, and have a lot of nonsense, useless meetings that accomplish nothing. That's 12 months. You've done nothing in 12 months. You can do it in 2 months. You should do it in 2 months. Okay. So the duration of the project is the number one influencer to things going off course, going off the rails, going off the track, right? You need some guardrails there. You need to get this solidified and organized, understand the end game, and create your deliverable, right? And what's the value? So the less value added, I guess, according to this feature importance, the less value added, then the longer it's going to take, right? So that makes sense to me. If this is high value, very enriching, very important feature, you're going to get it done, right? If this is like, it's like really adding no value, maybe a negative value, nobody's going to be interested in that, right? Nobody cares. Nobody gives a rat's thing about that, right? Because it adds no value. But this is interesting too, strategy type and customer outreach. So if you have a big strategy type and very important, very well defined, and you can execute, yes, this is a huge feature importance win. This is what you want to go after, right? Like strategy type, product innovation. Okay, so this is a little bit negative, and this is negative. These feature importance exercises just show you what is the most important feature on the target variable, right? So if you look back again, this is all in my other videos too. I don't want to be redundant and like recapture everything. But if we go back, where was it over here? The X variable is, we're dropping these feature, anything by, except for ID and goal and KPI, KPI outcome, all of these other features over here, right, we're looking at, and the target variable is the outcome binary. Like, how do we define the outcome of this strategy? That's what we're trying to define. So the X variable can be one, it could be multiple, it could be many variables for the X, right? That's what machine learning is. There's only one target variable. How are we trying to define the target and identify this and hit the target? That's what we're trying to do. So we're going to have many X variables, one Y variable, right? And when we apply it to machine learning, these are the features that are the most important in determining the outcome of that binary variable. So now we're trying to predict future delays. So if I rerun this, we have, again, the X variables, right? And there's multiple and one variable for the Y. This is the target variable. This is the outcome binary. So what drives the outcome? What drives the success? What drives the strategy, right? That's what we're trying to predict. And in most cases, this is 100% precise, 83% precise. So I love this. This is decent. It's good. I want to say at least 0.7, 0.83 is good. Could be a little bit better. F1 score, again, higher is better. But if we can't achieve that, that's okay. We can train different models. I'm just using one specific model. This is, which one am I even picking? Classification report, confusion matrix. Okay, so that's fine. It's fine. This is just one model. I have several other videos on my channel about which model is the best one. I just picked one and ran it. But this is good. 100%, 100%. 91 is pretty good. 95 is good. So this could be a little bit better. This is fine. 90% is fine. So now we've trained and tested the model. Let's use this model that's been trained and tested to make predictions. That's what we're going to do right now. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube and a lot of blogs online. They'll train, test the model, and that's it. They just stop there. But that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you train and test it, don't you need to make predictions? Don't you want to like use the model to make a decision about something? So let's actually make a real actual decision. I don't like these videos where they train and test the model and just stop, because like, what's the point? It's like, I don't know what kind of analogy I can give. You train, test the model, but you're not doing anything with the model. It doesn't make sense. You take it and train it and test it, put it on a shelf. Why did you do all that work? What are you going through this exercise for if you're not using it to make predictions into the future about what's going to happen next? So that's what we're doing right here. So we have the future data frame, we have the value target, any kind of gap analysis, and we're making two predictions right here. And again, you can make one, you can make two, you can make 10,000. It doesn't matter, right? So whatever you feed into the model, depending on your strategy, your outcome, what you need to deliver, how you have to execute, it's up to you how you define how you use this, right? So it's up to you. I'm just giving you an example in this case. So train and test the model, control enter to refresh it, and we get future data frame encoded, and we have here owner operations lead and owner sales lead. Okay, so these are true, these are set to true. This is what we need to focus on based on these inputs right here. Based on these inputs down here, we only have two. In this case, we only have two. There can be one, it could be 10,000. It doesn't matter. We only have two. Now we know how the machine can be trained and tested and make predictions into the future. So now let's look at the KPI to revenue mapping exercise. Okay, we see the value, target, gap, duration. This is how long it takes for the project to run, and then the department and who's the owner of that strategy type. It's process improvement or customer outreach. I like the process improvements. I did this for 10 years on Wall Street. And who's the owner, right? Operations lead, sales lead, predicted delay. This is the binary outcome and probability of delay. So this is who we have to talk to, right? So this guy is safe. He is fine, or this girl, whoever it is. Customer outreach, sales lead, leave them alone. They're busy. They're doing their stuff. They're getting it done. Whatever they have to do, let them do it, right? This guy is in serious trouble of falling behind. There's a delay probability of 100% based on historical. This person, whoever it is, always comes up short, never delivers on time. Always has some problem, some issue, whatever's going on. We have to discover this, make it transparent, dig it up, and make this thing work. I don't know what's not working here, but we have to have a serious conversation with this person, maybe the person above them, maybe the person below them, and see what's going on. and flush it out and just get this thing going, right? So that's the strategy right here. We can look at grouping by outcome and strategy type, and how are these strategies actually making the company better and what's not working. So we can answer two questions, or we can ask two questions and hopefully get answers. What is working? What is not working? We have to figure this out, right? We have to get this done and execute what is happening right now and why is this happening. The why is probably the most important question. I have a couple videos on this on my channel as well. This is called causal inference, right? Causal discovery and causal inference. You can check out those videos if you want. Very, very interesting. Why does this happen? Like, what causes this to happen? There's a cause and there's an effect, right? There's something that causes something to happen. You have to discover what that is, and there's an effect. And the effect is you're on track or you're not on track, and why is this happening, right? That's the questions we have to answer. So now we can look at the duration, number of months, and understand what is the standard deviation, minimum, maximum, and right here we see maximum number of months, 12, 12. Minimum is 3 and 3 and 10. Whoops, sorry about that. These tend to be a little bit the same. This is a little bit different over here. But delayed or successful. So if it's successful, why is it successful? Let's discover this. Let's answer this question and figure it out. Why is it delayed? I'm not punishing anyone. I'm not criticizing anyone, but something's delayed. Let's figure it out, flush it out, right? And fix the problem. That's what I'm saying. Fix the problem, right? Don't sweep it under the carpet. Fix it. So here we have a heat map here, and I have a visual heat map. I always say a picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So I like to visually represent what's going on with the heat map. You can see the numbers over here. See numbers over here, finance, and a couple nans, and that's fine. This is just not a number. That's fine. So now down here we have the heat map. So the average duration of months for finance, for cost optimization. This would be one thing that I would focus on, 11.5 months. That's a long duration project. This one's actually a little bit longer, 12 months for IT, and this is digital transformation. And that's fine. You're doing a digital transformation. It's going to take 12 months. It's fine. But let's understand what's going on here. Let's explore, let's discover, and flesh out any issues or potential pitfalls, right? Like this is HR, 3 months, customer outreach. Okay, that makes sense. 3 months, this should be pretty cut and dried. You can execute 3 months. And this one is low risk, average duration, 3 months. For operations, product innovation, that's fine. We'll leave these guys alone. But we want to focus on digital transformation and finance. These are going to take 12 months. These are longer running projects, and that's fine. It is what it is. But we have to understand what's going on. And if anything gets off track, like get it back on track, right? Like set up those protective guardrails and engage with the teams, right? Or the team lead or whatever, right? Like get it done, execute, move it forward. And if something is messed up, fix it. We got to fix it, right? You can't just pretend there's no issue right there. It will be discovered sooner or later. If you preempt and get ahead of the issue, it's always better than if you get behind and then somebody discovers it and then you have very uncomfortable conversations. That just gets nasty. You don't want to go down that path, right? So let's avoid that. So I will go ahead and share all this code with you guys. When I post a video a little bit later today, you'll have all the code. You can download it. You can interact with it. You can play around with it. If you have any questions, post it on the comment section when I post a video, and I will address any and all questions that I see come up. I think I've reached out to like 100% of the people that posted questions. I try to. I have only 24 hours in the day too, just like you do, but I try to do what I can, right? So I try to set up these teaching lessons and these projects to be informative and useful and helpful, and hopefully it's delivered, the message is delivered in the same way. Okay, so that's it. So I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.